Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Segal SE15726 single cylinder deadbolt, brushed brass finish, flat strike. That's what the lock looks like. This lock weighs well over 2 pounds, close to 2¼ pounds for the entire lock assembly, the body, and its constituent parts, which I'm going to show you all of it now, right after this. Obviously can be used for doors that swing that way or doors that swing that way, no problem. Back side of the lock. After that, the most important piece next, really, probably to be the strike plate, I'd say. Flat strike, that's what that is. We'll put a tape measure on those two parts in a moment. Rim cylinder with 2 keys, Segal keyway, standard Segal keyway. That's all right. Nice smooth operation because of the all brass construction on that. Very nice quality cylinder. Cylinder collar and a complementary finish is going to be included. It's going to look like that. You're going to get a backing plate, and I'll show you what that's for in a moment. Just a piece of stamped steel. Screws. Screws for the strike. 5 short little ones. Screws for the lock body. 4 2.5 inch or so, something in that range, maybe a little bit longer. Phillips drive. Then 2 screws to hold the cylinder on through the door. They're breakaway style. Speaking of breakaway style, it's going to bring us to where we start. Rim cylinder tailpiece has graduations on it, so you can break those away as well. There's a link below this video to the instructions, and that's where we're going to pick up now. It's a 2-pager. It's one of those things that's got a lot of information. However, don't be intimidated. This is a walk in the park to install this lock. The bottom line is this. The entire top 2/3 of the first page are nothing other than the obligatory, here are the tools that you're going to need, and you can review that at length. Then this table down here all refers to what length you're to cut the tailpiece to. Okay? You want to study that and cut it to length correctly. Be careful not to cut it too short, of course. You can cut it and then go back and cut it again if need to. At that point, we're at the bottom of page 1. Now, steps 1 through 4 are very easy, very simple. Step 1 and 2 involve getting the template attached to the door. You're going to want to get the template onto the door. This vertical dashed line is the edge of the template where you line it up to the edge of the door. Not the frame, but the door itself. Once you've got that attached to the door, level, plumb, make sure it's nice. Mark 5 holes. This hole, this hole, this hole, and this hole. Then this hole. That hole is for the 1 3/8 hole that gets drilled through the door. I'll explain that next. These other 4 holes are for the screws that hold the lock body on. Now, step 3 says drill that hole through the door. It's an 1 3/8 hole. That's going to be for your rim cylinder to go through the door. You're going to want to drill it probably with a hole saw. Get it going nice and straight. You don't want that hole saw to be at an angle because you want the cylinder to be installed perfectly level. When the pilot bit of the arbor saw pierces through the other side, stop, pull the drill bit out, drill out, go around to the other side and finish it off. Then at that point, get an 1/8 inch bit and pre-drill an 1/8 inch bit, pre-drill those 4 holes for the lock body 3/4 inch deep. At that point, you're done with side 1 of the instructions. You're done. It's that easy. Side 2. The top row, steps 5 through 7, deal with getting the rim cylinder on the door. So, step 5, get the tailpiece cut to the proper length. And those steps talk about specifically how to check that. Get it checked, get it cut to length, get it checked. Put your cylinder collar on, go through the door, and then that's where your backing plate comes in. For any handed door, either handed door. Those 2 little holes here and here match up with the 2 tapped holes on the back of the cylinder And then those 2 breakaway screws, that's what holds this whole assembly onto the door. Those 2 breakaway screws go through that backing plate. It's stamped steel plate, such that they look like that. Okay. Connect to the back of the cylinder. Once you've got the cylinder, the rim cylinder on the outside installed, you can then come in with the lock body and get the push that in and get the tailpiece into that hole. At that point, you're moving on to the very home stretch here. Step 6 says, test the operation of the lock body. Make sure that you can throw and retract the bolt very nice and clean on the inside. Make sure that the cylinder, more importantly, that the cylinder on the outside operates that bolt. Make sure everything works clean and free of any sort of restrictions. Step 10, once you're sure that it's good, put the screws in and screw it down to the face of the door. Step 11 and 12 talk about the strike plate. You're going to want to get the strike plate located where it's supposed to go, mortise it if necessary, test everything, and then attach it to the door. Okay, it's that simple with those short little screws that are here. At that point, you're done. I've installed a lot of these locks, and while reading this completely before doing anything is obviously what the proper thing would be to do, but this video is to serve as a summary of the installation of it after introducing you to the lock. Now, Segal is a name that's been known for, I don't know how many decades, but several at least. I have seen these surface mount deadbolts installed and operating flawlessly after having been installed for decades. These are locks that can be rekeyed. That is a standard rim cylinder on the outside. You can change that and put in any rim cylinder keyway that you like. Because this is a single cylinder, it's got a thumb turn on the inside. You can put any rim cylinder you like on the outside. You might have an existing system do another keyway, so you could do that. These locks are very simple mechanisms on the inside, so there's really nothing easily to break down, and that's proven by the fact that they've been out there in the world for existing, operating in residential and commercial applications for decades. Homes, northwest side of Chicago, is full of these. Everywhere. It's a name that's trusted. It's a name that's very commonly known, and I'm pleased that Segal, owned by Primeline, is continuing on with the fine tradition of a name that is pervasive in terms of surface mount deadbolts. They are simple, they're very secure, they're jimmy-proof in the sense that you really can't get those bolts up, that's for sure. And if you were to remove this plate and see the operation on the inside, and that is just how that works. Very nice, very secure sort of system. That pretty much covers the context of this video. Segal does make these locks in double cylinder, where there would be a key in place of this, brass and satin chrome, and even talk of an oil rub bronze. You can substitute different rim cylinders if you want to buy those separately, and trust in that you're either doing a new installation because you know these and you like them and you want it, or you're replacing one that for whatever reason you need to replace. Usually not because they fail, but sometimes they do, I suppose. If you have any questions on the Segal SE15726 single cylinder brushed brass flat strike surface mount deadbolt or any other Segal product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.